Okay, we good? All right, we're joined by Texas head coach Mike White, most outstanding player Tegan Cavan, and the Longhorns seniors. Please make sure to silence your cell phones. Give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. And if you're recording in the press conference with your cell phones, prohibited. And if you're on the Zoom and you want to ask a question, use the raise hand function. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach White, go to questions just for the players, and then go to questions just for Coach White. So.
Okay. Well, obviously, I want to thank everybody that organised the tournament, the umpires. Did a great job, and the grounds crew as well. Obviously, there was a little bit of weather to deal with, but it went well. I'd like to thank my administration, Chris Del Conte, Sarah Baumgartner, just everybody. I mean, there's so many people to thank. You just start thanking them, and you forget people and leave them out. But hats off to my team. We faced some adversity early on in the season with losing Vivi Martinez to an ACL injury. Went through some trials and tribulations, but finally we came through. Went through a patch where we didn't play very well, but we stuck together, and they came together as a team, and they had each other's backs, and they were determined. And same thing happened last night, and that was the talk this morning, was having each other's backs and being ready to play and compete against one of the best pitchers in the country. And the team that Jerry Glasgow has put together is first class. Heck, first time as a head coach make it to the College World Series. I don't know, man, that's pretty awesome. So it took me 8 times to finally. I've been in the World Series 8 times. Finally won one. It's kind of surreal right now, but thank you to all these ladies, the seniors especially, for their contribution to the program. We talked about leaving the Jersey in a better place, and they've certainly left the Jersey in a better place. And Texas softball is better for them, having been part of this program, and we can't wait to start again next year.
Okay, we'll go to questions for players. With so many players, make sure you say who you want your question towards for me. So we'll start with front row left at Jenny.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. Tegan, I know he's sitting right beside you, but I wanted to ask you about Mike and just how I know he would defer and say it's all about what you guys have done, but how would you describe the fingerprints that he's put on this program to get you guys to this national championship?
Yeah, without Coach White, I don't know if we're here. He's the best. He is so competitive. He wants it just as bad as we do, of course, and he pushes us to be better every day. And so he makes me a better pitcher mentally and physically. And so there's no one else I'd rather play for. He's a bomb, and I'm glad we got it done for him.
Okay, we go front row right, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin, American-Statesman. Katie, you're a senior. You've been through 2 series that you guys lost. Now you win this. Can you put in perspective what this means, especially after losing the 2 previous championship series?
Yeah, it just means so much. And, I mean, all the seniors up here, to go out like this is the best thing you can ever dream of for your softball career. And I think, Vanessa, Sophia, Mia, we were all together that first year, and, losing to OU in that first series. And then again last year, we didn't want to go out like that this time. So we fought as hard as we could, no matter what our role was. And I think we are all just so happy.
Okay, second row right, Cedric.
Cedric Golden, Austin, American-Statesman. For Mia, well, what the hell? Where'd she go? Well, I guess for Mac Morgan. Mac, you guys were so close to being knocked out of the tournament in your own house. How big was that win over Clemson, and did that galvanize you guys to get you to this point?
Yeah, it was obviously a big win, but, I mean, we did what we did all year, relying on each other and just going out there and competing and not wanting to go out. And we wanted to go out in a good way, and we did just what we wanted to do.
Okay, second row right, Kirk.
Tegan, Kurt Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. I think you're 5-0 now against Nyjah. So do you feel like you've gotten enough due or credit for the pitcher you are, and do you feel like you're the best pitcher in softball?
No, I think there's plenty before me and plenty right now. We're all great, and happy. I think it's my team. That's who gets the wins, not just me. And so it's our whole team. That's what we kept talking about. We're talking about the whole team, and I love this team.
Okay, we'll stay in the second row right.
Sophia Sandoval, Daily Texan. To any of y'all, this season has been a roller coaster. Had a slump in the middle, took some series losses, didn't have Vivi, lost in the SEC tournament. Do those moments make this championship that much sweeter, and how are y'all able to come together as a team and peak at the right moment?
I would just say that, there's not anything that good that comes out of whatever this is without any adversity. So I mean, everybody has their own things that they go through, but we stuck together. So even just a couple weeks ago when, we were in the SEC tournament, we were just like, how are we going to do this? And we finally sat down and we said we are going to do this because we believe in each other and we believe in ourselves. And so the last couple weeks is what was most important. It was a new season. And, I mean, you look back now and you kind of just laugh at the things that we ran into throughout the year. This is what's most important right now.
Okay, front row right, Brady.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Just for anyone except for Tegan, what was it like watching her pitch this week? And, she went 37-plus innings without giving up an earned run.
I think it was awesome. Just watching her do her thing out there, very inspiring. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
It's very fun to be your teammate. Very loving, kind person. Someone to miss. Someone you're going to miss a lot.
Yeah, I think, too, even though she's a sophomore, she plays like she's a fifth year. I mean, it seems like she's been here for a long time. And, not many people can go out there their second year and play like a super senior. And she does that every single game. And, like Max said, she's just a great person. And, I mean, this week, we were kind of playing for her. She had the loss of her grandmother. And I think that just really fueled us a lot, was to go out there and play for her and just be able to say that we were able to do it.
Okay, front row left, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin American-Statesman. Jolie, you guys have seen Nyjah a lot now. You finally got to her today. What was the difference? What made you guys as a team, touch her a little bit today? What did you see from her throwing? And what was your mindset when Leanne hit that home run and then Nyjah didn't come back out? What were y'all thinking?
I mean, plans can't really change. I mean, you have to just attack. What we did change was, recognizing that we did well late in the game yesterday. And we said, hey, why don't we just turn around and do that the first inning tomorrow? And so, I mean, our plan really didn't change. We were talking about being out front, being on time, picking good pitches to hit. When Leanne hit the home run, it's just kind of like that just – I mean, we had already sparked a little bit of a fire, but that's a huge fire. And that's big from Leanne. I mean, Leanne's a huge part of this team. And so I'm really happy that she got that at bat and did that for us. Then again, I mean, the game still doesn't change if Nyjah's not out there. I mean, you still have to go out there and play. You still have to pick good pitches to hit, be on time. I mean, I'm not going to say that it made the game a little easier. We ran into some adversity today, but we came out on top. And so I just think that this team has been through a lot, and for them and all of us to just go out there and do our thing is what's most important. And I love this team with every bit of me.
Okay, we go back right corner.
Chris Brown with TexasLonghorns.com. For each of the seniors, just how does this feel, especially the third time, and then just your first one to cap your career?
Okay. It's surreal. It's a surreal moment. I mean, every little kid dreams of winning the World Series, let alone going to it. And we've been fortunate enough to go 3 times. The 4 seniors that are 4 of us that have gone 3 times now. And it's just so much fun. And I think that we can all agree as seniors, like, we are definitely leaving this program, not only just the jersey, in a better place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great feeling knowing this is how my career ends as a softball player, and I'm going to miss every one of these girls that I play with each and every day. But it's such a good feeling that we've relied on each other this far, and we've got it done.
This is why I came to Texas. Traded in my green and gold for the burnt orange, and went through a lot, being sick, and remember laying there and thinking that I'll never play softball again. And I'm really grateful for this program. I'm really grateful for Coach White and Coach Singh calling me within like 15 minutes of entering the transfer portal. This is everything I dreamed of as a kid. And, I mean, I can't imagine doing it with anybody else. The 19 girls beside me and the staff that we have, those are the people you want to be beside, and I'm glad I get to share this moment with them for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I don't think I could have ever dreamed that it would have ended this way. And, I've got a lot ahead of me in my life, but these 4 years are going to be the years that I remember the most. And these girls have just been the best. And even some of the alumni who I played with throughout the years, like, they'll be my bridesmaids in my wedding, and I'll be theirs. And there's just no better way to end this, and I can't thank the girls enough, especially, my class being there all 4 years. Like, we went through a lot, but we made it here, and it's a dream come true. That's all I can say.
Oh gosh. Okay. 9-year-old Vanessa would have never thought that she would be in this place. I'm just so eternally grateful for the experience and journey that I've had, and I'm so blessed to call these girls around me my teammates. And it's been a roller coaster just going from my freshman year to now. So, I'm just grateful and blessed. That's all I can say.
All right, that'll wrap things up for players. You guys are dismissed, and you can take your name cards with you as you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we'll start questions for Coach White, third row, right.
All right, Coach, over here, Noah Gross from KXN. Congratulations. If you could just put into words what this means to you. I know girls were just talking about how emotional it is for them. I assume it's got to feel similar to you.
Yeah, I'm still trying to process the whole thing. Actually, it's something you dream about. First of all, I started dreaming about going to the World Series. That's never easy, and then finally achieving that. Actually, when we beat Texas at Texas in the Super Regionals to go to the first College World Series in 2012, I think it was, and that was like stepping onto another thing. It was completely different. It was like the big major leagues, basically, is what it was. And then so now to fast forward to this point in time, having been here 8 times, to 3 national finals, and then to finally win it, and it's amazing. It's you can't do it without good people behind you either. I've had great administrations at both places, excellent coaching staffs. That's just really important. Coach Singh, associate head coach, Kristen Zaleski, and Patty Ruth Taylor have all played immense parts in this. So it's really a combination of everything, and I'm just the lucky one to be sitting here right now.
Okay, we go second row right to Kirk.
Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. Congrats, Mike. When you're going through that first inning, I was trying to think what your emotions were when you put up a 5 spot. And would you say this is your best team ever, or is this the team that played the best?
That's a really hard question to say. It was like the question I got asked about, the best pitcher. That was it's really hard to say. It's really, can you produce on the day and do what you need to do? And obviously this team produced. And I got asked that question. I got asked that question by Gwen Savekis from Oregon, because we went to 5 of them, and they said, what's the difference between this team and Texas team? And, to tell you the truth, I don't know. Maybe it's just I learned something along the journey. Then maybe I could coach them a little bit better way. Everything kind of gels together, and you can't really put your finger on one thing, to tell you the truth. And so it's just a culmination of all the experience that you gained. And I've said this before, you can't practice being here. You've got to be here to do this. And so my journey of 8 years has finally paid off, and I'm so proud of these young ladies for helping me achieve that part of my goal. And I'm looking forward to hopefully doing it again. Well, sorry?
The first inning, your emotions?
Oh, the first inning, I was like, holy cow, what's going on? It's like, we haven't had the lead yet. So, someone asked me that, we want to get a lead, but put up 5. Obviously Nigel was tired, and if that's a fresh arm, so I don't know whether our strategy to kind of play off on game 2 by throwing the rest of our other staff, which we thought we could win with them too, don't get me wrong, it just didn't turn out that way. But saving Tegan for this opportunity, I think it obviously it paid off, so the players can make you look good in those decisions.
Okay, we go front row left.
Coach Erica Ayala with CBS Sports. You've talked a few times already about being able to get this win after several tries, but in that time, a lot has changed in the NCAA and, of course, in softball, and a lot of that came to a head with this matchup with Texas Tech. When you think about how you were able to win, do you think that that is something that can be replicated by your program or other programs, given how much is changing in college softball?
Well, that's the great unknown right now, and athletic director, Chris Conde, said it's like sailing out in a flat world and coming off the edge. We just don't know what's going to be out there yet, especially the way the landscape's changing, and who knows what it's going to be. What it is right now is just what it is, but what makes it difficult is not knowing what you're competing against in some respects. It's great that these athletes are able to kind of earn a living now, which is great, or get paid for what they do, and that's awesome. But it's also hard to compete. I mean, it started with the transfer portal, and we've certainly, my first year at Texas, we were able to bring in 4 transfers from Oregon. So it's just changed, and we just got to change with it, and like it or not, it is what it is. And as you can see, the sport itself is still growing, and that's what I'm most proud about, is being a part of the sport right now.
Okay, we'll go second row right, Cedric.
Hey, Mike, Cedric Golden, Austin American-Statesman. Mr. Del Conte sitting down from me. You can renegotiate Tegan's deal right now if you'd like, with America watching. Seriously, to see you guys knock Nyjah out of the game, and then Tegan's the last pitcher standing, how gratifying is that to you to see her come of age this season?
Yeah, I mean, just watching her mature, she's never really been rattled per se. I mean, even when she's given up some runs, it's you don't see it, the emotion on her face. Obviously, she cares about it and she doesn't want that to happen, but she doesn't get down. She doesn't dwell on things. She's able to bounce back with resiliency, which is great as a pitcher.
Okay, we'll go front row right, Brady.
Brady Vernon, Sophomore America. Just building off of that, can you put into words just how special what she just did the last 10 days it was?
Yeah, I mean, to beating the teams we beat, anytime you can beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma, it's a feat. And so Nyjah Canaday was able to do that after we did it. But they're, as I said before, they were always number one until someone knocked them off, and they were still number one until Texas Tech took them out of the tournament. I mean, I didn't know who I wanted to win that game. To tell you the truth, it was like the devil or not, fortunately it worked out for us, and we were able to kind of beat some really, really good teams. And Tegan Kavan just pitching, just amazing, and the rest of the staff kind of helped out as well. I mean, we were careful throughout the year not to overthrow her and enable her to have the energy at the end. We checked, I think, before the postseason, it was 140 innings, which ranked her about maybe 15th or 16th in number of innings thrown. So we're real careful not to overthrow her, and so enable her to kind of have this stretch run.
Okay, we'll stay front row right, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin American-Statesman. Mike, when you first got to Texas and you took a look at the program, what were some of the priorities for you long term, and how have those manifested themselves, winning a title?
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things I said I wanted to do was recruit the best kids and keep the best kids in Texas, because a lot of our best kids were playing for other programs, and it was difficult too, because you had the early transfer, the early recruiting was happening. 7th graders were committing, and so if you missed out on that cycle, it took you a while to get that through. I mean, I think Keegan Rothrock was like one of the last ones of the early recruiting cycle at Florida, kind of come out of it. And now, of course, we have the juniors. September 1 we can contact now, so that's changed things a little bit. So it took a while to kind of develop that because of the recruiting rules. You had to wait for things to go through so you could really start getting the top recruits. We feel like we're starting to finally get into that right now with the top recruits coming in. We had a small class this year. We got a bigger class coming in next year, and even bigger coming on. So we're hoping that we can continue to build this as we go.
Okay, we'll go second row left over here, Tim.
Tim Willard, Associated Press. Mike, you talk about the changing landscape, and a federal judge has signed off on that settlement agreement that schools can now pay athletes as much as $20 million beginning next month, I believe. How does that further change the landscape for you and your program?
If that happens with softball, we're in trouble. So, I mean, I don't really know per se. Is that something that just happened? I didn't know about that. So it's news to me, so I haven't had a chance to really kind of comment on that. But as I said, the changing landscape does change all the time. We're going to have to adapt to it. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is right now, and we'll have to find a way.
Okay, we go second row right, Eli.
Eli Letterman, ESPN. Mike, you spoke about how many tries it took to get to this point, to be sitting there with this trophy. I'm curious if along the way personally there were any doubts or moments where you wondered if you would be sitting here, and as you get back to Austin after this, what is different for the program now that moving forward that you've done this?
Yeah, doubts. No, not really. I mean, it's always a dream, and it's always pushing you up. I love the way up. On the way up, it's like you just grind and you go for it, and you just keep changing, and you remix the formula, and you just keep trying. And now the next thing is the next step. Can we come back and repeat and get it back here again? But no doubts. I believe in myself, and I believe in the coaches, the staff that I have, and I believe in the athletes we recruit. And my dream is, like I tell the players, no champions are not born that way; they're made. And so it's our opportunity to make them into better athletes, more mentally strong, tougher, and the ability to play the game.
Okay, we go front row right, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin American-Statesman. And kind of to that point, your job is year-round now with the portal. I believe it's open now, or it's going to open. So you don't really get to, enjoy this because you have to think about building your team next year. From a coach's perspective, do you wish the portal schedule would change with softball?
Yeah, I wish it would. Truthfully, we've already been contacting some players, because you have to. It's open. So what else are you supposed to do? And then recruiting starts this Saturday, So that's the first opportunity to go out. It is very condensed, and then it goes through the second week of August, and then you finally get a little bit of a break and it's back into school. So it's like getting on this treadmill, and just you keep trying to catch up and just keep going. There's very little time to sit back. But I do wish they would do something with the transfer portal as far as allowing it not to open until after the College World Series, so we can really concentrate on playing our opponents.
Okay, I have time for one more. Okay.
What's that?
How are you going to celebrate?
I got a trip to Hawaii in the middle of August, so that's going to be my downtime, and then I'll think about playing a little bit of golf too. So,
on that note, aloha.
Aloha, for sure. Thank you.